Are you sure, Ian? Because I know I called you Tim a minute ago. So yes, by chance I was passing by and I said I must call in and find out a little bit more about the fact that you've got a new bike trail. There's 4 altogether now.
Yes,
And
4 bike trails.
When it comes to finding new bike trail, is it literally like you just say let's make a new bike trail over this way because we've got beautiful scenery, we've got beautiful opportunities?
Well,
how does that work?
As the resident bike shop, we're constantly pestering the owners here to put more bike trails in. So
Right.
We're delighted that there's a new bike trail. Delighted.
How does that happen? Do you go out with a little digger? Do you go out with how does it one sort of establish? You just run your bike over 100 times and the next minute it's a trail?
Well, there is that going on as well. Yeah, there's a bit of wild trail building going on. You just have to go up to Bray Head to see that, you know.
Right.
And that's, we strictly discourage that, of course.
Of course.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Not right.
No, so the way that I go, putting bike trails in anyway is looking for the right kind of terrain. So you're looking for the right fall of terrain. Obviously, everybody hates going uphill. Everybody wants to go downhill, and downhill with a bit of obstacles, a few trees, some rocks, some roots. Yeah,
right.
all in good fun.
And that's all good around here because with the little Triggerlow, all these different places tend to have that in abundance.
We're in the mountain biking capital of Ireland. That's where we are. Wicklow, the Garden County. Of course, where else would you be?
You come all the way from South Africa. I'm wondering whether the bike was always something that you were drawn to. Did this all fall in place in a I don't know how one becomes a guy who works in a fat bike shop in the middle of the woods in Wicklow.
An African.
Yeah.
in the rubbish weather. The short story is I didn't read the small print. My wife is Irish. And now I live close to my mother-in-law.
Irish don't never ever read the small print. You know, you don't even let the person know there's small print involved. Always check if there's asterisks in the conversation.
I always read the small print now.
But was this something that you'd sort of been drawn to before? Was it something that just all came together here in Ireland? Or
I suppose I've always been into bikes, and I've always I just love bikes.
Right.
I was a BMXer, and when I was a kid. I'm giving away my age, but ET was a thing.
Right.
And there was the BMX gang in ET, and they were flying over the moon with ET in the front basket and all of that kind of crack,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're all kind of
that's
looking.
Where it started,
We're all looking for our childhood, I think, and I always think with the fat bike, that is really like a kid's bike almost. It's so beautifully kind of cartoonish almost. I mean,
I like them because they look like motorbikes. And
right.
I grew up. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, and I grew up in a farm in Zimbabwe. And so, we had dirt bikes and motorbikes in Zimbabwe, and so that's how I used to get around. And so, of course, the next best thing, motorbikes aren't great for fitness.
No.
But a bicycle that looks like a motorbike is brilliant for fitness.
So your journey here, I don't know how many years you've been here now, because it seems to be part of the furniture on one level, but then it all seems very new to the fact that
we're here since 2018.
Right.
And we were on the ground before Belmont even opened to the public.
Right.
So Belmont opened in 2019. September 2019 it opened to the public.
Okay.
And so we were here, kind of mapping out the trails and talking about the trails for a long time before it actually opened.
Okay.
And then, like I say, we're our second gear is pester mode to get more trails put in.
Right.
Because, trails are good,
It does seem to be a natural fit. I don't know whether it took a while to establish. It just seemed you've got the scenery, you've got the location, you've got obviously the important things, you've got the geography around you that lends itself wonderfully to bike trails. I don't know, it took you a while to get yourself sort of firmly on the ground, whether it's always a case of trying new things. And
well, I didn't just go from a standing start. I got in touch with Falsha Island.
Oh yeah.
Told them I had an idea, and they were, at the time, it was in 2016, they were just launching Islands Ancient East. And I just happened to speak to the lady who's in charge of Islands Ancient East, and she said, fantastic idea, you have to do it. Brilliant. And she had been biking through the vineyards in Napier in New Zealand.
Right.
And she had been doing bike tours and stuff like that, and she just said, fantastic. So I started this wanting to be a bike shop, and I found that people only bought bikes after they had ridden bikes. So then, if people were riding my bikes and not paying me until they bought a bike, then we came up with rentals and tours, and it kind of mushroomed from there. That's how it really happened.
Do you find that is the rest of the country catching up with you, because it does seem to be one of the first, if not the first, who sort of recognise this is something that people would enjoy, people would engage with? I don't know if there's lots around now, or
no. I think greenways were around long before we started.
All right, but the bike trail thing, like this, the fat bike adventures.
I mean, mountain biking has been going around for a few decades.
And
it's always been a thing in and around Dublin and in and around Wicklow. I think people are just doing it on their own bat,
Right.
and using the Quilcher forests and whatnot. And
Sure.
building
No,
terrain
I had a
like
nephew
that, you
who
know.
competed professionally, but I meant like the actual kind of setting up of, okay, we're actually going to, be a place that
bike
people
park.
can go and be part of a.
No, before this there was Bike Park Island in
Okay.
Tipperary.
All right, right.
And then kind of when we were starting to talk to Belmont about doing what we have here now today at Belmont, the Gap
Okay.
in
all right.
Glencullen, they were doing their thing.
Here's me trying to make you sound like pioneers, but you're just following people.
No, I
people's lead.
I wish I could say I was, but no. We like again being South African. I go back to South Africa and look at
Yeah.
the scene in South Africa, the scene
Right.
in Scotland, the scene in England, the scene in Canada, America.
Yeah.
It's hugely developed. Ireland is still playing catch up, and is going to be catching up for a few more years. We're quite far behind the curve, you know.
But I suppose finally, then I don't know if you've found that it has grown and grown for you guys.
Oh, it's grown tremendously.
Right.
And COVID was a big thing. COVID
Yeah.
is a big thing.
Just whistling my dog. He likes to follow ice creams. Otto, get over here, you big Egypt. Come here. Stay here. Come over here, Wally dog.
No, I look. I mean, biking and cycling in Ireland has grown massively,
Right.
and it grew exponentially in COVID because everybody was locked down. Nobody could get out. Everybody wanted to stay at home and kill your family or get out and ride your bike. You know? So, yeah.
Well, we put up the hours and the days, and I know, as I said, there's a fourth try now, so there's lots of different options, and I'm guessing it's for different levels of fitness too. You can go for a short, and I don't know if there's
it's
a...
different levels of skill. So
Okay.
you've got the green trail, which is walking and cycling,
Okay,
and then you go blue, blue is generally flow trail.
okay,
So just swoopy, fast.
Nice.
Little jumps, but easy jumps on them.
Right.
And then red tends to be technical and switchbacks and roots and rocks and technically
Yeah.
more difficult.
Right.
But probably not as fast as the blue.
And what, the fourth one then, the new one, is that
It's a blue.
Oh, it's a blue, okay, all right.
And it's called Sweetwood Track. And I didn't realise it was a play on words.
Okay,
Fleetwood Mac. Yeah.
there you go, that's
There we
good.
go. Yeah.
So it sounds like all the different stages of life. You get your sweepy period, you get your times where you have to walk a little bit, and
And you get your times where you
They
go
just
straight
lie
over
here.
the bars
Yeah.
and land on your head. Yeah.
Magic.